Some fragrances smell good, others tell a story, but then there are perfumes like Purpose 50. They not only smell the part, but feel like a spiritual awakening that is bottled. Guys, if you found that intriguing, please stick around and let's jump into this review. Hi guys, welcome to the Fragrance Life, this channel where we don't just smell perfumes, we experience them, we get down to the core and break them down. Today we're looking at the house of Amouage. Amouage is a prominent house that was founded in the early 90s. This came up with the concept of trying to gift delegates that visited Oman. They wanted to find a special way to gift their delegates, and they came up with this thing of making perfumes and gifting scents. That culture grew on. Coming into this new era, when Amouage started coming out, they came out with Purpose. They came out with a whole collection of perfumes that really stood out. Guidance being their top seller, this thing up here. Guidance being their top seller. Then, Purpose came in the picture. Now, I am led to this whole Amouage thing. I've been this person who collects perfumes and I appreciate what I collect, but I put a lot of research into what I collect. When I started doing my research to pick this thing up, I realized I was missing out on a lot and I had to jump at the forefront, forget the interludes, the reflections. I've smelt those, they're really nice and I really appreciate them. But this thing spoke to me. It really resonated with how I take perfumery, the art of how this thing was all formulated. It's really rich, very opulent. Now, why the Purpose 50? Initially, remember I say there was Purpose. Amouage Purpose was an EDP concentration, really beast mode as well. It really performed, it had a nice scent profile. I have smelled testers of it. I have enjoyed my fair share of wears on Purpose. And Purpose is really nice. I'm not knocking it in any way, but this is what Amouage did. They took it a step further. How do we get something perfect and make it exceptional? This is here with a 50% concentration of oil in this thing. What does that do to perfumery? That's where every note is enhanced and made richer and deeper. It has more like a sense of purpose to it. Before we get into the breakdown of the notes, we need to understand what Amouage is about. They're houses that outsource and do beautiful stuff. But stick with me here. Amouage got this master perfumer. You know him, Quentin Bish. Quentin Bish, I don't even need to take you through his catalog. He's one of the famous perfumers we have out here. From Gynamid, from Bois Imperial that we talked about. He's the brains behind that. He's the nose behind those creations. And he's the same person who sat down and curated this perfume. And I'll watch something small, this thing right here. When we're talking about what inspired him to make this thing, what thought process. His approach was get something ancient and make it more modern. We're looking at the frankincense, the sandalwood. These are like staples in Oman. Like those are not ingredients that are really rich in that part of the world. Scent profile. Before we look at the scent profile, let's break it down. Let's look at the top notes, the mid, and the dry down. From the top, you have some bergamot, you have some pink pepper, and frankincense. Frankincense is a resin got from a tree. It's more, I know we understand each other. We have done this before. To the foreign people, it could be something different, but to us, we understand. You know how you get a tree and puncture a tree, like pierce a tree, that white thing that comes out? When that thing solidifies, it becomes an amber thing, like, I wouldn't say gold, but that's what they harvest to create the frankincense, they call it. Now, they get that, keep it for a while to macerate, extract the oil out of it. Now, just to give you perspective on how good this is, and that's why I like houses like Amouage, you can't replicate that. It's their frankincense, it's their own. You can't just copy it. Even if you got close, it wouldn't smell equally as good as this would get. Now, like I said, from the top you have some bergamot, you have some pink pepper, some berries as well. In the mid you have some sandalwood, some vetiver, and papyrus. You know papyrus. The papyrus is actually very prominent in the scent. You can catch the woody essence, the woody aspect in it, and then you get into the papyrus, it's actually very airy in there. It harmonizes. There's dense compositions in here. And then when you get into the best, you have some sandalwood, some suede to give it that round, kind of the edges that make it dense as if. Then akigala wood and some vanilla to give a touch of sweetness. Now, like I always say, test your fragrances before you buy them. This is a 50% oil concentration. From the initial blast, like I say, it's amazing. You can't go wrong with this. I need to tell you about this. Why the Purpose 50? Why did they amp it up? I already say they had to give it more round edges, to give it more depth. It's what gives it more richness, like the sandalwood, the woody vibe in it, the frankincense. It's next level, man. It's next level. Let me give you a small story time. Let me veer off a little bit. I wore this thing on Wednesday. I was in a perfume store and a very famous lady walked in. I didn't know who she was. Karokasita. She walks in and she's smelling something in the air, and have it in mind, I do not know who she is at the moment, pardon me, I just didn't know who she was. And then she keeps asking the attendant, like, what's that you're wearing? What's that you're wearing? And the lady said whatever she was wearing wasn't it. And I was wearing this baby right here. And she leaned in and she was like, that must be you, sir. And in the back of my mind, I was like, yes, it was Purpose 50. And that was 4 p.m. in the evening. I wore this thing around 7 a.m. in the morning, had some errands to do. So I wore this thing early in the morning. Around 4 p.m., this thing was still projecting. It was still in the air, but not this kind of thing that sits close. Not that it will fill a room and offend everybody. It was more like it's a skin scent that lingers around you, like a foot or two around you. It keeps that sillage moving around. Now, when I told her what it was, instantly she was like, "That's what I need." Sadly, she had her mind set on a Mason Cavalli that I'm not going to mention which one she took with. You'll see at a concert. She has a concert. She told me she has a concert coming up sometime next month. I think this is the flyer right here. Guys, show up for her. She's also a perfume head, and I appreciated that about her. Now, let's get back to our Purpose 50. That's to show you how much of a compliment factor it has to it. But then again, it wasn't designed for an everyday compliment getting scent. It wasn't made that way. It was meant to draw you in, to give you from the initial notes that you smell when it's in the air. It draws people in. It gives people that sense of comfort, of that sense of relief. It's like you're about to make a confession. You like how you go to church and you have that incensey vibe. Let me put this in perspective. Let me just give you a clear thing of how this thing is. Think of incense with some sweetness, woods. That's just how it smells like. It could lead more, it's unisex, it can lead more, it can go for both genders, but gentlemen, this is next level. Challenge on this thing, they're very, very pricey. For this 100 ml, you're looking at north of 2.5, about 2.5 for this bottle. That's if you're talking to a decent retailer. Anybody who's selling you otherwise, hey, watch it. You can also check it out on their website. Surely, if somebody is selling you a price that is lower than this, I'm very skeptical about that. I just follow the price here, let a retailer add a markup to it, and move on. Rather than somebody, I've seen some people who say this. I've had somebody say, I have this at 1.5, and I'm like, nah, it can't be. Anyway, I digress from that. Let's get back to our scent profile. Who is this meant for? And the occasions you could wear this. This as your daily scent. If you're a top CEO or hedge fund guy, this thing can work for you. If you're a daily occasional user like I am, this to me is for special occasions. I say that a lot. I have a lot of special occasions. I don't even know when those occasions will happen, but anyway, I have a lot of those. This nice scent. APAS had a show on Wednesday, and it was only right. I showed up for that show. It was somewhere around the villa, and this was my scent for the evening. Tell me, from the security guy all the way to the lady, the waitress that served me my drinks and meal, complimented me on this thing. And it takes so long for a stranger just to come and tell you smell good. It's nice. It's exceptional scent. Like, guys, this to me highlights. It's one of the crowns right now in my collection. It's one of those that I hold up there right now. Would I recommend this to anybody to put in a collection? Guys, you don't need a collection like I'm just a collector, and I love collecting perfumes, but it's not something I would advise somebody to get into. It's a very expensive hobby, and you don't need more than 3, 4, 5 perfumes. So long as you have your daily scent for work, if you have your perfume for special occasions, you're going out on a date, something to make you stand out, and something if you're a person who likes working out, or you work outdoors in the heat, then you need something that is suitable for that kind of weather. So 3, 4 fragrances in your rotation are really good enough. I don't even want to mention how many perfumes I have, but you don't need so many. So if you choose to put this in your collection, you just need like 2 more. This is a solid piece. There are very few perfumes that can hold a candle to this thing. It's amazing. I just watched this thing up here. Quentin Bish was talking about how he created this thing. He talked about what made him choose certain notes, what drove him to do some of these things. And in the back of my mind, I appreciated this thing the more. For those who have this perfume, as I narrate this, sniff it. You will see where my mind is. If you get an opportunity to smell this thing, it will open your mind and nose to a whole new artistry of perfumery. Like, this is not just smelling good. This is like art in smell. Like if art had a smell, this is it. It's very artistic, but well grounded as if. So guys, my final verdict and thoughts and takeaway from this perfume. On a scale of 1 to 10, personally, I know the fragrance connoisseurs are going to shoot me down for this. Personally, this is a 9.5 out of 10 for me. 9.5 out of 10 for me. And I'm leaving the 0.5 out just for reservations, because I know in my mind I'm thinking of other things that could get there. But to me, this is a masterpiece. And money aside, the scent profile on this thing is rich. It's very rich. Thank you for watching, locking in. I remain yours truly, Kwemba Joshua, with this segment, Fragrance Friday, that is now airing on a Saturday. I appreciate you guys. Till next time.